you ever wondered how you stay positive in such a cutthroat environment as full-time ballet? So, if you're anything like me, you will have found the full-time dance or full-time ballet industry really hard and full on. It's so easy to get upset with yourself and get in this rut of like, I don't want to do this anymore. So how do we stay positive in such a crazy environment? Today I've got 5 tips to help you stay positive. Tip number 1, learn from your mistakes. So you've just done Petty Allegro and you've messed it up again for the millionth time. What do? How do you get better? At full-time dance, you have this amazing opportunity to go off to the side and just practice it. So go over mentally, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? What do I need to fix? Was my posture out? Was my turn out a bit meh? Is my plie not working? Or have I just kind of not remembered it, not gotten it from my head to my toes? Whatever it is, you need to go to the side and just work it out. Take 5 minutes, do the best you can, and then come back and try it again. At full time, a lot of the teachers are really happy to do it again. Like, they love that you're teaching and learning yourself. So that kind of leads us into tip number 2, which is to be a self-motivated learner. So you finished class and you've remembered that your Petty Allegro was kind of rubbish. You go to your notebook and you take down notes. What was wrong with my Petty Allegro? What do I need to do to get better? What else do I need to work on in the studio? Like anything, any corrections you've been given, any tips that you might have gotten from other students, write them down and then stay behind in the studio for half an hour and practice them. And you will see amazing results. I regret not doing this when I was in full-time dance. I missed such a big opportunity from not practicing outside of the dance class. So you have half an hour, you go and you work on as much as you can in that half an hour and then leave it. And then come back the next day and work on those things again plus another new one. And then take your time, go back to some old ones and really get them into your head. And your teachers will see an improvement. They will know you've been practicing because they watch. Tip number 3, be healthy. This is such a big tip. So if you're eating a bit too much junk food, a little bit too much sugar, you're going to feel it in the dance class. You're going to feel it. So the night before you've had a bit of chocolate. I know I did this a lot because I love chocolate a little bit too much. You're going to feel it in the dance class the next day. You're going to come to the bar and you're going to be like, oh, I feel so heavy today. And you're going to get in a rut right from the beginning. And that rut is really hard to get out of. So by cutting out as much junk food as you possibly can, you're going to help yourself mentally and physically in the dance class. This goes the other way as well though. If you're not eating, you're going to lose strength. And that will also put you into a rut of why am I not getting better? Why am I not strong enough? Why am I not flexible enough? It might be because you're not eating properly. So have consistent, healthy meals and you will see physically that that's the best thing that you can do for yourself, mentally and physically. Tip number 4. This follows on from the previous one. So if your teacher said something about your weight, take it with a grain of salt. Because you might have an old school teacher who has the perfect ballerina body in their mind, the perfect type, the perfect everything. What she's saying might be true, but it also might not be. So you need to look at what she says and apply it as best as you can to yourself. In the dance world, the ballerina type is changing. It's still very stereotypical, slim body, etc. But it is changing slightly. So there's taller girls, there are now bigger busted girls, there are stockier girls. It's changing very slowly, but it's getting there. So don't be disheartened when your teacher says something about your weight. Well, she has your best interest at heart, and she wants you to be the best that you can be. And last but not least, tip number 5, ballet may not be for you, but that's okay. I know for myself, I learned in a really hard way that I wasn't cut out for the ballet industry. And I probably could have been in the dance world, but I didn't push myself hard enough. I didn't practice outside of dancing. And I regret not doing these, because I could have been a ballerina. But at the same time, that probably wasn't the best place for me mentally. So take a good look at what you want and what you need and see if those two connect. So you might want to be a ballerina, but that might not be what you need mentally / physically. So remember, there is a lot outside of being a professional ballerina on the stage. There are things like being a teacher, being a choreographer, being on the admin side of things, and you're still surrounded by this creative vibe of people. So it's not that you're either a ballerina or you're nothing. You can pass on all your knowledge that you've had from your ballet experience to the next generation of ballerinas, and you get to live vicariously through them and see them become the best that they can be, and maybe even better than you ever were. So it's okay to not be a professional. Also, there's a big demand for choreographers. Just imagine having your hard work, dedications, emotions, and everything else put on stage and danced by professionals. How awesome would that be? I would love for that to happen. So just remember, there is more than being a ballerina. Anyway, they're my tips for the moment. I hope you found them helpful, and I'll see you next time.